Okay, so this is the last the last video I'm gonna make for this series, and I think I'm gonna include just 4 points instead of 6 points, um because I realized that I can't pretend that things are perfect when they're not. It's better to be authentic. So I mean, I couldn't really come up with more than these 4 points, which are in my opinion practical and good. So yeah, and I think this is what I will say is in accord with the Lotus Sutra. Maybe some things I said previously were not, but I think these definitely are. Um, so, I mean, if you want, you can try to practice these things, and I recommend you to try at least. I try and I fail often, but uh, yeah, still always get back. And try to do it, even if it's just 50%, 30%. Becomes 0%, and then you get back to 30%. Even if I can't go any higher, I know that some things are inevitable, and yeah, um, I just do the little bit that I can, I guess. So if you want to try these things, then it's definitely a recommendation. Um, so the 4 points are basically four practical applications that anyone can carry out. I think they're just good principles to sometimes, look, remember and recall, or if you write them down on a piece of paper, to refer to that piece of paper now and again. But yeah, it's not something that you should, you know, fixate on constantly for days on end or anything like that. Just like a routine. Yeah. Okay. So the first practical application is sometimes you want to be with others, and sometimes you want to be alone. I'm not going to explain uh, these points as well, because otherwise the video will get too long, and some of them I'm not exactly sure why they're beneficial, but just intuitively I feel that they're beneficial. So the first practical application is, yes, sometimes being with others and sometimes being alone. The second practical application is try to observe filial piety, which is respecting your parents and elders, but basically your parents. And yeah, don't try to not cause them too much trouble. I know sometimes, I mean, I often do that actually. I cause a lot of trouble to my parents, but um, I think it's somewhat inevitable. But at least I'm aware of, of this notion of filial piety much more now, and I try a little bit to do it. So that's the second application. The third is, there are these things known as the 10 good deeds or 10 good karmic actions in Buddhism. Three of the, well, technically, I want to make that 11 instead of 10. So there are four good karmic actions of the body, three of the mind, and four of speech, or four of the mouth. So the first four of the body, and I'll include don't take intoxicants if you can. It's not originally part of the 10 good karmic actions, but now I will add to this to make it 11, and I'm adding it to the body section, or the body aspect. So yeah, basically the four are: don't take intoxicants if you can. That includes any drugs or alcohol. I think video game addiction is a little bit different, or video games, but really nothing is good if you're addicted to it, I guess. Don't try, just try not to take drugs or alcohol or tobacco, stuff like that, if you can. If you're already doing it, I guess, go ahead. But yeah, that's my recommendation. Second is no sexual misconduct. And the Buddha has various prescriptions on this, which I will not go into. The third one is no killing, of course, but I think that is pretty fundamental. Fourth one is no stealing. Yeah, so don't steal anything at all. I mean, unless you absolutely had to, I guess, which would be an exceptional scenario, and I don't think you would encounter it that much. So yeah, the three good karmic actions of the mind are no delusion, no hatred or anger, which I struggle with a lot, and no, because there is much delusion in me, and the third one is no greed. Um, and the four good karmic actions of the mouth are no divisive speech, no harsh speech, no lying, and no frivolous speech or lewd speech. I think frivolous speech can also include like you can joke around, but maybe not joke around too much, and also like if it's like gossiping or something bad that you're saying about someone else, or someone else is saying something bad about someone else, and then you get involved in that, that could potentially also be uh, a minor karmic transgression. But I think as long as you're aware, it's somewhat, well, more acceptable. But obviously, like, we should try to derive joys and happinesses and humor from better subjects, or more morally attuned, like topics. So we shouldn't like really, even if it's about the president of a country or someone that's really far from us, someone that's a public figure, but someone who will probably never have a chance of meeting still, even then, maybe we shouldn't like joke around them too much if we don't like them, or there are clear faults of theirs. Because I mean, yeah, it's just I mean, it's apparently not good in Buddhism. So yeah, a lot of transgressions are committed through the mouth. So these four are important to observe. I'm not perfect in them whatsoever. I'm not perfect in any of these, and you guys, I I mean, maybe you guys can be perfect in it, but I don't expect myself to be perfect, and it's a growing process that could take years and decades even. So yeah, so those are the 10 plus 1, making 11 good karmic actions. This is the third application. And then the fourth application is simply have any good intentions. Yeah, this is all.